Welcome back, y'all, to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast about hip-hop, entertainment, dating, sex, relationships, and social issues from a sometimes ratchet, because you know how we do, but mostly woke perspective. So listen and subscribe to That's What I'm Saying. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can listen to us. Also, watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show. We got new episodes on Island TV. Just download the Island TV app. And follow us on Instagram at TwizPod. So I'm Shaun.
And I'm Shatara.
Hi, my sister. How you doing?
Hi, sister. I'm good. I'm great. How are you?
Wow. Wonderful. Doing better. You know, I was a little under the weather. Been traveling, but I am feeling a lot better.
You over the weather? You were under, now you're over?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I'm all in the weather. Hey.
Ew. I like it. Good to hear. I'm glad when you're glad.
This sounds so good. So, what do we call this episode?
We're calling this episode Broader Than Broadway. Broader Than Broadway.
That's what Jesse said. Jesse made another one.
Listen, so right there to the ratchet. I don't know if you heard, but Mr. Jesse Williams, who's an actor, he was in a Broadway play, and you were not supposed to have any cameras, but of course, you know how we do. Somebody brought a camera in.
The old school with the camera down low.
Yeah. She made a bootleg. I want to say to her, thank you, whoever you are out there. Thank you, lady. And there's a nude scene where he's taking a shower, so he's supposed to be like an athlete. And anyway, it's a shower scene, and he is in the buck. And apparently, Tamar Braxton made a little reference. Her topic was Jesse Williams has 3 legs, and one of those legs can fix all this acne on my face. Or something like that. She said, clear this up off my face, or something like that.
I mean, I saw it. Like, I saw a little video. Like, he was dangling. Like, oh my God.
No, I was, you know what? And people have to remember, like, we go like soft versus hard. You know what I'm saying? Are you a shower or a grower? Like, hands down. Because sometimes, it'll be like, hey, you see remember Martin said, you know what I look like when I grow? So it's sometimes, but that was what he was working with. Like, just straight up, like, I'm acting, I'm doing my part.
Broader than Broadway, Jesse. Broader than Broadway.
Yeah. So I don't know. Are tickets still for sale, or how does this work?
I don't know what is going down. Like that. What I hear, they was like, no wonder his ex-wife won't leave him alone.
Yes.
Good Lord, that's down to his knees.
Now, remember at one of those award shows, like, he spoke up for, like, the Black Lives Matter movement, and just, some of the racism in Hollywood. And he really used his podium. I remember D.L. Hughley, like, gave him major props. Like, Jesse, like, starting over with Jesse, we were giving him props. So now I give him a whole different type of prop. He like, I got my own prop,
I prop it up.
Listen, you don't understand. Women are on your TV screen all day. It's boobs, it's butt. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a gay female to say, oh, she has a nice body. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of it. But at some point, when we see this stuff, it's like a celebration. Like, the phones is a bubbling. We are all DMing each other. Trust me, I got about 13 DMs from all my good friends.
I got screenshots and little video snippets. Like, yes, I've seen. Yes.
Yes, it's a celebration. We don't get that all the time. You know what I mean? Like, so that was, thank you, Jesse. Thank you, whoever the lady who did the old school bootleg. I appreciate it.
Very true. Mm-hmm. That was nice.
Yeah, that was good. Now, what's going on with
another one? Mm-hmm.
And another. I hope he does it again. But that's foul, right?
No, it's not.
What? Tell me about it. What's going on with these rappers?
I don't know, man. But so Young Thug and Gunna, which, let me ask you as an aside, name me a Young Thug song, real quick. That took too long.
Baby, I'm a thug. No.
I need you to stop.
I know. That's what's his name with the gold teeth.
Wait, what is his name?
Right, okay. Because baby, I'm a thug. Change for the world.
I'm sorry. This is the one. He was wearing skirts, I remember, for a little while. Anyway, so Young Thug and Gunna are 2 of 26 alleged members of the Young Slime Life crew, and they have been hit with these RICO charges. So basically, conspiracy to commit some crimes, whatever. So Yeah, this is major. This is like major in the rap world because I don't know if they use some of the lyrics to
Yeah,
kind of victim. That
that's
that,
what I
that was
heard.
part of it. Yeah. Okay. So
That's
then
what I
we got
heard. Yep.
yeah, like ooh, child. So this ain't this. Got it. They got hit with that RICO charge. This ain't no joke.
Mm.
And I remember I was listening to ooh, don't they have a podcast and I can't Wallow.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of like talking to them before, like, yo, y'all are bringing the gang activities, the street activities into the music, and you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to pretend, you don't have to do all of this. So I don't, this is just,
Mm.
this ain't looking so good.
That's terrible. See, and it's funny because I learned so much with like the drug game, in the TV I watch, in the music I listen to, and I know the RICO charge was something that Jadakiss and Jay-Z had hit on some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I watched Pablo Escobar, I was like, oh, okay, this RICO charge is serious. So when I hear that these young gentlemen here have this RICO charge that they're hit with, I'm like, oh, again, this is serious. And they're
Yeah,
using their
that's
lyrics
no joke.
against them.
It's
Whoa,
a, it's
because
a 56 count indictment. Like, that's no joke.
whoa, that's serious time. Like that means they have you. Like they caught you
Mhm.
red-handed, basically. Like there's no. Sorry to hear that.
So I don't know this life imitating art because I mean the charges are murder, armed robbery, possession of drugs, weapons, all of this, and what in Fulton County, over there in Atlanta. So this,
Oh.
I
And and they're using their supposed rap money to fund the drug
to fund the
game,
streets.
and they have like a long record on them, and it's like, oh, and by the way, you guys are talking about it actually, verse 2, check your album. That's a scary thing. It's a scary
Yeah.
thing. That's a scary thing. Sorry to hear that. I don't like it, and these dudes are young.
Yep. And so there was, look, this is, I'm not even going, this is very deep. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
lot going on. It's so many different things. So he's being held without bail in the Fulton County jail, I believe. And
Mm-hmm.
he has a court date coming up, hopefully soon, because I don't even see it here. But whew, I don't know. I don't know about this. It's kind of hard to like if it'd be one thing if your lyrics, but I can listen to some stuff and I can hear you. I mean, you've been talking about it, so then
Yeah.
it becomes okay. Well, either you a phony, like you gotta disown what you've been saying on your on your
Mm-hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
your records in
That's
order to
true.
kind of get out of this. So now you a fake and you a phony. Which one is it?
Yeah. Which one is it? Yeah, because it's a lot of organized crime in hip hop. Sometimes the rap game remind me of the crack game. That's what
Hmm.
Nas had said, right?
Yep, sure
Yeah.
did.
Speaking of Nas, really quick, did you hear Nas and Wu Tang Clan are going on tour?
I know, and I'm coming to New York to go see them. Yes, absolutely. So
Oh,
I
now you
saw
want to come to New
Nas
York?
Did I tell you? I saw Nas last night. I went out. I snuck out.
I,
I snuck out my own house.
I saw your post. I seen it. I seen it. Your post with
To go see
Nas.
Nas. I
Damn.
snuck out my own house to go see him. Yes, to be with him, to
To
be
be
close
with
to
him,
him,
to be
and I
close,
did.
just to be close to you,
I achieved my goal.
Nas.
Yep, I'm over there like picture us married, you and me.
Oh, that's Kissing.
KISSING.
Wait a minute. How about my husband says to me, so he's the one who told me, he's like, yeah, Wu Tang and Nas, they're gonna be in concert. And I'm like, you wanna go? He was like, yeah. I was like, you wanna take it back to the old school? Like you wanna smoke before we go and drink, and then here I go, I was like, drink a little Alizé. And he was like, yeah, yeah. And he was like, nah. I said, yo, you set up a whole chicken head bear trap for me and I just fell into it.
Too mature for that. Mm-hmm.
I fell into
Look,
the chicken head beer trap. Alizé, smoking. Oh
some
yeah.
Alizé. Ooh, that's an automatic vomit fest.
Girl, no,
Some
that's
Alizé. Oh
I
my!
like
And
the
Alizé came back. Did you
I
see
like
it?
Alizé, the red one. The
I
red
know
one
you
was
did.
good to me.
No,
And the
nope,
orange
nope,
one. That was
nope.
and look, how about this? Mad Dog 2020. That was a good cocktail to me.
Nope. Just give me a toilet bowl or something. Like, give me something because it's Earl. It's Earl all day. Ugh.
That's it. Now that Henny is what I'm not doing all day, but
See, now I can do that. Henny is a
mm-mm,
drink. Henny is a
mm.
foundational drink. That's a solid. Like,
No, I didn't. Don't taste good to me.
oh really?
It's not like, ooh, that's yummy. If I can have something and be like, you tricked me, where I can potentially have that with like a little lunch or steak and eggs, then we're on our way. Now, my drink sometimes, can be a little strong for other people. Like, ooh, this is strong. I'm like, this tastes good. But to me,
Mm.
Hennessy tastes like cough medicine. It's not like a tasty like.
Have you ever had a Hennessy margarita though?
I probably did. I'm sure I have, and I'm sure I
Oh
drink
my
it all
god!
too.
Like yeah,
I'm sure I drink it all.
those are beautiful. Now my drink though of choice is the Casamigos Dark. That is my
That's
that is
a.
my drink.
I'm not too big on tequila.
Really?
Mm-mm. I'm a vodka drinker. You know that.
We know, Auntie Vodka. We
I
forget.
know.
We forget.
I like many of like I got this one called Gary's Good, and right it's sitting right next to my Tito's, and even Gary's like, I'm a little shady, like don't mess with me. But I bought it. But I bought it. I like it. Wait, let
Okay.
me stop.
Mm-hmm. Can we get
Speaking
back?
look, speaking back to yeah, I want to talk about rappers in the drug game. BMF star, I forget his name, but he plays Terry. He's
Da
cute, the one with the eye.
Vinci. Da
That's his
Vinci.
name. He's
You said
apparently
Terry with the eye.
Terry with the eye. Yeah. Terry didn't miss a beat, his little self. Terry, he's a cutie. He's apparently
Mm-hmm.
dating Lala. We don't know. They were just kind of caught holding hands.
Mm-hmm. I
And
think it's so cute.
I'm not mad because but I think she told him straight up, like, listen here, young yam. Like I'm just here, I'm just here to play. Like my husband plays that, like my ex-husband plays that game. I'm here to play this game. I think that's what she had to tell him. What do you think?
I love it. I love it. I have such respect for Lala in different ways. I mean, sometimes like, well, what does she do? But you know what? She is a force to be reckoned with. So I like it, and I can just tell. You know how you tell somebody that's been through some stuff. Like I know she was going through some stuff with
Mm-hmm.
who's the ex husband? Carmelo. Yeah, this sound like so. Let her wear her bright pink outfits courtside and be
Mm-hmm.
out here with because what is Da Vinci's like 26 years old
Mm-hmm.
and do your thing, Lala. You know, you said Terry. He played Terry with the eye. Terry Flannery on what was the name? BMF.
BMF. Yeah, just no Terry. They need to get that money for that eye. His mother
That's
was
what I was. I was
what's
like,
that
they out here
eye?
slinging on, and y'all can't get him a new eye.
He got a Mercedes. He's 17 with a Mercedes, a mink coat. You know what I'm saying? About $30,000 worth of gold jewelry, and y'all worried about that eye?
That threw me for a loop too. Like,
Are y'all doing drugs? No, mom. We got a lemonade stand.
we're
Okay.
selling mixtapes after school, Ma.
They could have told her anything. But but when that rent was paid and they bought out the house, that
When
father
they
was
bought their house, oh yeah.
girl. She had a little smile. Her skin looked better. She's like, oh,
Well,
thank God.
she stopped looking stressed. Her wig got better and everything, right?
She had a contour. Her nose was going. Little dewy NARS going on there. Little orgasm lip gloss. She was doing all right out here in these
Oh
streets. Her
man.
husband was the one who came home looking raggedy. Like his hairline receded by about 4 more inches. He was like, I don't need these boys running my house and I'm out of here. She like, well, you go right on ahead because you still got plaster on these walls and I'm sick of it.
All these unfinished projects around
She
this
just
house.
Louise, he had some unfinished projects, didn't he though? Talk about doing right with your drug money. Talk about doing right with your drug money. I know
Oh
that's right.
man.
Okay,
Oh
sorry.
man. Like,
Okay.
man, fix that eye. But yeah, so and he's a cutie. I like him. I
Yeah.
think he's a rapper.
He's very cute.
Da Vinci. They call him Da
Is
Vinci.
he?
So.
Is he? Yeah, he's very cute. He's very cute. So I was like, okay, Lala, like I'm not mad. You know, she went from Tommy. She stays in the drug game. She went from Tommy to
She kept
Meech. You know
family.
what
I
I'm
didn't
saying?
even think about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. She keeping it right there in the 50 family. But
Wait,
anyway,
she been on the shy. Wait a minute now. Okay, so let's put it all
girl,
together.
she likes.
She was being flung up on the counter by Tommy. He was banging her out in
There you go.
Power.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then in the shy, wasn't
Mm-hmm.
she?
She
Wait a
was with.
minute.
Yep. She was with Emmett and Emmett's pop.
And
Okay. She like, I like you and your daddy too. Me and you and your daddy
Mom,
too. That's the song she was singing.
I didn't
Okay.
even think about that, yo.
Yep. On the
Okay,
countertops. Then
she gonna find her way on the BMF.
oh yeah, well she BMFing all right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In the trailer, okay, something. She like, I'm on the set. Like, is Lala, is she, people saw her walk by, like, is she on this? Is she? Nah, she's on the set though.
You know.
Yeah, Lala's gonna be all right. You better leave her alone at the Met Gala half naked. All right.
I like her. I like it.
We like
do
it.
your thing. Do your thing, girl.
Oh, yes. So
all right.
moving on. Comedian Dave Chappelle This is a big deal. He was attacked on stage at the Los Angeles Hollywood Bowl Arena. Now, this is like a big event, singers and, everybody in entertainment, everybody's there. Other comics were there. And some dude who just jumped on stage, went to attack Dave Chappelle, lunged at him. I think he had like a replica handgun, had like a little knife underneath it. And he was armed, and he went to tackle him, and he got Dave down, but Dave's security banged him up real good, where they show the man and his face is banged up and his elbow is turned inside out.
Girl, when I saw that, I saw the after effect. I'm like, how they do that? Oh my gosh! Like he was tore up like a pretzel. Like he was bent out of shape. His arm. I mean, I thought it was I thought it was a joke. Like, nah, that his arm can't do that. I mean, they really they gave it to him. And I was reading somewhere they were saying this dude, obviously he had an obsession with Dave Chappelle, because suppose he's a rapper, but he had a song called Dave Chappelle. I never heard of it, but whatever. So I mean, they gave this man what that
they gave it to him. But see, everybody's saying that it was Will Smith that made it okay for people who don't like what they hear and get up on stage and attack these people. So they're like, where do we draw the line? Like is comedy not funny anymore? And the one thing that I'm hearing is that because Dave Chappelle, brings such a highlight on the transgender LGBT community, which he never apologized for, he's now getting backlash from that. And they're trying to really flip and flop this whole situation.
Stretching the stretch, man.
And I'm just like, okay, and just putting the whole, and he's never apologized for it. And it's just like, you know what, like stop with this whole, I don't know, the change that's happening in times now is everybody is owed an apology, and censorship is a big thing, and freedom of speech is a thing now.
Huge thing.
So it's just like cut it out, like you didn't have to be at the show. So yeah, I hate to say it, but this was on the heels of Will Smith getting on stage publicly and smacking co-star Chris Rock, and now the domino effect is happening. That's how this is looking. This is how this looks. Listen, come up on stage while I'm up there. I wish you would.
Everybody just need to take several seats.
I'm just saying. Listen, I never said I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I'm just saying, like, come on now. Like, so anyway, speaking of people taking several seats, Amber Heard, she's testifying against Johnny Depp in the, how do I say it? Defamation. I always say it wrong.
The defamation case.
Girl, I've been saying it wrong forever.
Defamatory case.
They weren't even married for so long, but
I know it was like a year in 2016.
He came back and was like, "You made me look bad." Like, hold on a minute. So this is ongoing, and I don't know if you've seen some of the memes. Did you see some of the memes showing her like acting?
You know what? Honestly, I didn't know Amber Heard was like in the Marvel movies until like all this. I really don't know who she is like at all. But she's a because she was kind of seeing Elon Musk. She was like cheating on
Johnny
Depp with Elon Musk. Like he was coming in and sneaking in into the house, into the apartment. Then it all came out testimony. Like, and then Elon Musk like, no, it was after they had already filed for divorce and blah blah blah. But basically, he was sneaking around with her for a little while.
Wow.
And he was the one. Elon Musk was the one that told her, because. So I mean, evidently, they had a real tumultuous relationship, because Johnny Depp had a broken finger because she threw something at him, and she basically like severed his finger off. So that's the story that was coming out of this whole thing. So she wrote this op-ed piece or something about her time with him and about domestic abuse, although she never named Johnny Depp. But he said based on that, he lost a lot of jobs, especially Pirates of the Caribbean. They were supposed to make another one. And he lost those opportunities because of this article that she wrote about domestic violence, which, and she didn't name him, but I mean, everybody assumed it was him. So that's what this whole case is about, and then, he sued her for $50 million, and then she countersued for $100 million,
back and forth. But apparently there was some serious domestic violence going on and sexual, abuse. And
obviously
she really, was able to give these testimonies from the heart. Now, the funny thing is that they're saying, he's caught on camera while she's like on the stand, and he's like shown like eating gummy bears, like doodling on paper, like laughing at her while she's talking, and just just disrespectful. So I imagine that, we all know him as Pirates of the Caribbean. I know him as George from Blow, and I just think of him. Remember
What?
when from the movie Blow?
Oh yeah.
And remember when he represented himself in court? And I think he's like, Your Honor, is this the land of the free? What is it? Is it me? Is it you? Kumsi kumsa. That's, that's how he is in court. He gives no fucks. Okay,
He really doesn't. But you know
Your
what's
Honor.
crazy is he has a lot of support. Like he has a lot of support in this. And they started some sort of petition to get her off of one of the Marvel movies she's supposed to be in, and it was like over 1 million signatures. Like this, I mean, at the end of the day, if the fact that there's abuse and they kind of like doing this whole going back and forth, and sexual assault is not a joke. And I liked Johnny Depp. I liked him as an actor. Like I remember him from 21 Jump Street.
Yeah. We go way back.
That's how far I can go back. But if he's a piece of shit, it shows. And then I'm like, for real, they were married for 1 year back in 2016. So we talking about something that's happened many years ago. I'm just like, this some rich people shit. Like y'all gonna go back and forth.
Rich people shit. I mean, she labeled him her, I guess, a partner for many years. Like they kind of had that partnership, and then they decided to get married. And some people would say, see, marriage ruined your relationship. But in reality, like you said, they just had so much money that they're able to bounce back and forth with these millions when it can all come to court. So, like, what's it all really for? Like, are you really mad? Like, are you not getting the Pirates of Caribbean 27, Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Like is that happening? He's one of my favorite actors. I'll tell you right now. His range is out of control. He can play anybody.
This is very true. That's why I said, like, but does that negate the fact that, it's probably true. They probably had an old messy, because he was on drugs and all that. Like, it sound real messy. But she was cheating with Elon Musk.
And that's a fact?
Yeah. I mean, it came out. And Elon Musk was the one that told her when, she was like, I need protection or something. He was like, I got 24/7 security for you.
He said, I'll invent a robot.
Yeah, something
to watch you.
I'll buy Twitter and make sure nobody talk about you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know who needed to buy Twitter was Black China's mom. She launched 400K crowdfunding campaign to appeal the Kardashian. Let me say it again. Defamation ruling. Got it. And I can read. My baby can read. Hello. Hey. Oh, each one. Patty cake. Yeah. So I think that she actually raised $813 in this.
I heard it was like 900 by the time.
Bye.
Because donations, and it was like a little under $1,000.
But and then wait, how about her mom's real name is Tokyo Toni?
No, her mom's real name is Shalana Hunter.
No, she calls her. Don't you call herself Tokyo Toni?
She calls herself, her pole name is Tokyo Toni.
I wish my notifications would go off and say Tokyo Toni is requesting crowdfunding to appeal. When didn't Black China
defamation case? Because remember, Black China sued. Black China sued the Kardashians because she said they were the reason why that her show with Rob it didn't go for another season or something. Like they just stopped it. They stopped her bag.
Okay. But then guess what? But then didn't we just talk about how she put a gun to his head and said she was just kidding?
Yeah. Sure.
So didn't you defamate yourself? Is that possible? Did I make that up?
Defame. You defame. It's a defamation.
Did I make that up? Just sounds about right?
Yeah, but we get it. But yeah, and I mean, so much testimony came out during that trial. And they were just like basically because it was what was it? It was Rob and China in love or something. They was like they was not in love. There was no love here. Love don't live here no more. Been gone.
Nah, this is just a one night stand that is just carrying on for so long.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate her entrepreneurship in trying to make it into something else. Like I always said that, like she the girl from. I remember when I was living in the DC area, like she was dancing in the clubs, like for real, little club over here on New York Avenue. So to go from this to
Mhm.
where she's at, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, parlay it as much as you can. Hey, nobody is stopping that. Nobody's stopping
Yeah.
that. But
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
a
Okay. I like the hustle.
your mother out here with a GoFundMe for your financial
I wonder
to
if she did.
fulfill your case. Let it go. Let's just come on, move on, let
The
it
kid
go.
is well taken care of, I'm sure. Of all things you really need in terms of like, what really needs to be kept is your child. So if
Yeah.
you want more where you're like, I need my lifestyle taken care of, blah, 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 like, okay, now that's just extra.
You
So
doing extra, yeah? Because I mean, there's no way that you could tell me that he's, that family's not taking care of. What's the baby's
the little
name?
girl, I don't
Uh,
know, little Rob Kardashian's kid.
yeah,
That's all I got.
the sunshine, moon, rain, something, snow, something,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
winter, summer.
Did she name him like Laquan or something?
No,
That would have been great. Laquan, Tokyo.
bye, bye, Shatara.
Okay. Well, I don't know the kid's name. He's rich.
All right, moving on. Where we at?
hmm Are we
Uh,
woke? Oh, you got a little more ratchet.
okay, yeah. I think I mean, we can stay ratchet, but let's get a little woke right now.
All right.
You ready? Let me drink some water.
Go for it.
Okay. Hmm.
You tell me which way.
Um, okay, so I did want to touch on, I mean, because by now everybody has heard the whole Elon Musk has bought Twitter, basically, or a major stake in Twitter, which is this is
Mm.
huge.
Mm.
And the reason why it's huge is because right now, you and I we just talked about free speech, and this whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
but free speech is on the line here. People are, I mean, whether it's Roe versus Wade, which I know we'll be talking about, there's a lot going on right now when it comes to free speech. And what are your thoughts around that? What do we think? Because first of all, it's a constitutional right. However, free speech really only applies to you're being able to speak out against your government. If
Mm-hmm.
the government can't interfere with your right to say what it is you want to say about the government. That's your First Amendment right?
Mm-hmm.
However, we live in this day and age where, people don't go to these town hall meetings and start talking about their state government or their government. You know what I'm saying? What do? You jump on social media.
Right.
So, and you jump on Twitter. I mean, we have so many different platforms, and people have platforms. People that normally would never even have a platform in which to speak their mind. Now, we have all these different platforms. However, social media is a private sector. That means your First Amendment rights don't necessarily apply. And in
Mm-hmm.
actuality, these private platforms, they're the ones who have rights to kind of patrol the level of speech. They have the right to basically patrol their own platform. So
Mm-hmm.
controlling the platforms means controlling the ideas, controlling the viewpoints.
Right.
Um, and then we live in a society now where people are just very sensitive. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
say what it is that you want to say. You have to be very careful. Otherwise you get shadow banned. I mean, you and I've had it on Instagram, just certain things that we cannot talk about because the
Yeah.
next thing you know, we're shadow banned. Nobody gets to see what we're posting, or we get account warnings.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in this day and age of COVID, you got to be very careful what you say. So
Mm-hmm.
free speech is at a premium right now.
Right.
Elon Musk basically came in and bought Twitter, and his whole thing is like, free speech. It's he's against censorship. Because that's not what the law says, and I'm in total agreement with that. Right now, I mean, look, Farrakhan can't even be on Twitter, right? Before this because of the
Mm-hmm.
level of speech. We all know about Trump. Trump getting kicked off. So
Right.
we got to balance that idea of there should be freedom of speech. I mean, of course, people shouldn't be able to get on these platforms and abuse other people.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely for Elon in the idea that, you really can't do all this policing of free speech because it does go, contrary to what the laws are in this United States of America. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm for it, but you got a lot of people that are against it because, we do have this kind of idea of this new world order, which is there's control. How do you
Right.
control the masses? You control, the media and what they say and what's out there. So this is
Mm-hmm.
going to get really interesting. Um, I know that the Biden administration, that now, since Elon has bought Twitter. So before, okay, so to back up, there is a federal law, Section 230,
Mm-hmm.
which is called the Communications Decency Act. And
Mm-hmm.
it basically at first said that tech companies cannot be responsible or liable for anything that is posted on their platforms. So
Mm-hmm.
it basically like opens up free speech, right?
Right.
But now that Elon is taken over Twitter, the powers that be are looking to reform Section 230, basically making these tech companies and internet companies liable for the material that their users put out there. And I think this is in response to COVID. I mean, you asked me like, what would be the reason for making these companies such as Elon Musk, such as Twitter, more responsible for what the users are putting on the platforms? So,
Right.
so basically, policing free speech. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this is just gonna be interesting. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
This just really makes me think of what recently took place with Joe Rogan
Mhm.
and him, being just a big example of this cancel culture. And I mean, it came out that he said some things, and it was all on the heels of him being having some specialists talk about COVID, and against some of what's happening with COVID. And then before you know it, it turned to a big thing. Next thing you know, music is canceling. He's all his racist remarks, and it just turned into a big mountain molehill. And the truth of the matter is, whether or not I like what he's saying, he should be able to say what he wants to say. I just don't have to subscribe to the channel. And
Mhm.
that's for him. That's for him and right. That's for him and everybody across the board. You get what I'm saying? I mean, shit. You had people who had to come home once upon a time and there would be crosses on their yard burning. Holy shit. So I found out that my neighbors don't like me. Guess what? You cannot like me from a distance. I'm just not going to knock on your door. That's how
Mhm.
I look at it. But since you feel like, you want to bring your free speech to my lawn, well, then now we have a problem. So I just feel like, yeah, you can keep whatever you want to say, um, to your people, because I do believe that there is an audience for you. There is an audience for you,
Mhm.
and say what you want. I don't have to like it, and I'm not gonna, trust me, I'm not putting on my goggles and I'm not putting on my earpiece to listen a little bit closer. You get what I mean? What you say over there? Like, no, but I do feel like it is a little bit of a everything goes world right now. We're making a major shift in times
Mhm.
across the board with everything. So it's just like, um, hey, listen, racism is something where, it's like anything goes when it comes to racism, it seems like. But let you start talking about sexuality and calling people out, not gender specific and all this
Mhm.
other stuff underneath that umbrella going on, then it's a big problem. And I think Dave Chappelle pointed that out too. He was like, when I use the N word, no consequence, not a big deal. The minute I use, the F word, oh man, Dave, so he kind of pointed that out. So it's like they're kind of picking and choosing. You get what I'm saying? What's
Yep.
right and what's wrong. And the question is, who is the they? Who is the they?
Mhm. Who is the they?
Who is the they? So, yeah. So, all right. So, and it goes to show you that money can buy you. Look, money bought everybody to shut the F up.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And and just to add on to that, like, who is the they? And that
Mm-hmm.
another reason why I'm like, okay. And I don't use Twitter. I mean, we don't really use. I don't
Oh
use.
man, I'm not good. I'm not a Twitterer.
Um,
I'm sorry. I'm.
not necessarily a Twitterer my damn self.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in agreement with the with the platform, and I'm appreciating what Elon Musk can potentially bring to the platform, because one of the things he says is, there needs to be more transparency with the algorithms. I mean, we've seen it. You start talking about something, the next thing you know, it's showing up as an ad on the
Mm-hmm.
on the
Mm-hmm.
side of your
Mm-hmm.
screen. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So
Yep.
that I'm definitely for, because we are in this, it's an age of Aquarius, and one thing that means is it's the age of information. We have so much information at our fingertips, which is good and bad,
Mm-hmm.
because then you want to be able to have, more importantly than just having this information, it's all out there, is you want to have discernment. You want to be able
Right.
to discern the information that is available. And
Mm-hmm.
So understanding some of these algorithms and how it works, why do you see what you're seeing? It did the provider of this information, did they pay for that content to be shown to you? Why is it being amplified in this sort of way? That is something that I believe Elon is going to bring to the platform, and maybe it'll seep over into other platforms, but that's needed because I'm with you on that. Like, y'all can say whatever you want to say. I am, I'm not that sensitive, but there's 99 people outside who are, they butthole hurt over every single thing that is said, and it's just words. And we can go back to the basic thing we've learned as kids. What is it? What sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. So words may hurt, but you gotta sometimes you gotta pull together. Like, you know what? If you don't want to hear it, you ain't gotta hear it. You don't want to engage, you really ain't gotta engage. Turn the radio on, turn the station, cut it off, go to another web page, do all these things. You can do that, but people are so sensitive,
right.
but it goes to the extreme. Like, well, not only did I not like what you said, but I'm going to make sure that you're not going to be able to say that anymore. And that's where I feel like it's a problem, and that's not. We live here in this. It's a fake democracy. I got a whole other thing on that.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah.
but that's
Listen.
not. That's to me. That's not what. That's not what we want. That's not what I want. I want you to be able to say what it is that you want to say, and I have the right not to listen and not to not
And that's it.
let it come through my ears if I don't want. I can turn it
Listen,
off.
there was a clip recently that it's in Texas, and it's a group of like young cheerleaders in the high school, and they are like saying the N word, and like they made it like a chant in a song.
I saw it. Mm-hmm.
Right? So I
Some
saw
people
this,
sent it to me.
and I'm like, oh wow, like, okay, but for them, and it was just like a big, haha laughter. But yeah, this is coming from the cancel culture though. You know what I'm saying though? This is the Blue Lives Matter kids. You get what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, oh okay, like I see what's happening here. Like, all right. Now, did I like it? No, I did not. Did I get on the phone? Did I put on my sneakers and say I'm heading up to Texas to boycott the school? Or nah, you know how I feel? They have people in their school, and I'm sure they have like a 13 percentage, black folks over there. Like, let me know where you stand. So usually I always look
Exactly.
at let me see how you use your social media. What do you do with your platform? Hey, listen, I'm not saying you got to be giving a Martin Luther King speech every chance you get. I didn't say all of that. Because I'm damn sure not. But I'm just saying that, hey, if you feel like you have a little hate in your heart, and this is really who you are, well then shoot. Somebody's parent is opening the computer. It's like, oh, this is what Jessica's doing with her time. This is what Sally's doing. Oh, okay. And this is how she really feels. Oh, okay. Wow. Her parents are not doing the best job with her. Like, or maybe guess what? She got it from her parents.
And that's what I would think. Like, but
yeah.
But I'm thankful.
It's
like,
thank you for letting me know. That's how I'm looking at it. So a lot of times, like just the same way India Arie came out with the whole, Joe Rogan and Spotify and this whole thing, and she's pulling her music. It was just more so like, you know what? Thank you for letting me know. Like, well, thank you for letting me know. So I know I can put my money somewhere else. Thank you for letting me know, because a lot of times I feel like we fund a lot of things that we're against, and we can't help it because it's just the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? I love me some Chick-fil-A. Trust me, there's somebody out there that's saying Chick-fil-A is the devil. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking like, well, you know what? Whew, it was a little hot in here, but I'm just going to finish this spicy sandwich. And I'm going to go, hey, man, it's a little freedom of speech. Do what you want. You don't have to always endorse it. That's all the time, if you can help it. So let's see what happens with this whole Elon Musk. I'm interested to see how this really goes.
Yeah, this is gonna be one. This is gonna be very interesting. But like I said, look, y'all. Like, seriously, your free speech hangs in the balance. Like, there's a whole world order that's coming with all this, and they looking to police and control everything that you say and everything that you do. So kudos to Elon Musk for kind of pushing through this and saying like no, kind of stopping it. So
yeah.
I'm on boards.
They're about to censor WhatsApp. Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, yeah, we have to get into that next time. Yeah, WhatsApp is about to be under like government control, and you can't speak out against you can't be like an anti-vaxxer, or you'll be like flagged. Try it.
What?
Try to send me a message about like anti-vax and see what happens.
Thank you. Let me look into that. Okay, that's really interesting. We got to save that for next week. I had no idea, and I'm a WhatsApp fan. I use WhatsApp for everything.
I know you do. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Okay. All right. Moving on. So where are we at? Are we?
We are
the Supreme Court and abortion.
Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah. So I mean, this has been a hot topic debate. This is crazy that we're even discussing this. So basically, the Supreme Court has drafted this opinion, which there was a leak.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was I don't know how or why it happened. I don't know if if the Supreme Court was for the leak or whatever, but they basically had to own up and say, yeah, there's a draft opinion that was written by Justice Samuel Alito.
Mm-hmm.
Alito, man, I just anyway, my own thoughts. But it's looking to overrule Roe versus Wade.
Mm-hmm.
This is as I'm saying this is like, it's crazy that we're even here. This, Roe versus Wade, I remember that was in my law books. That's 49, it's almost 50 years old.
Mm.
And that was a case, it was actually a class action case, which basically challenged, Texas had laws that said, unless the woman's life was in danger, abortions were banned.
Mm-hmm.
And so they consolidated all these cases back in, that was 1973. And it was overturned. It was a landmark decision by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
It basically said that the Constitution of the United States held up a woman's right, my body, my choice,
Mm-hmm.
to protect her rights and to choose to have an abortion without the government coming in and saying what they were saying. So
Mm-hmm.
that has been the standard for almost 50 years.
Yes.
I mean, we've grown up under it, we've lived under it, we've experienced it. There's so many different things, and now understand, y'all, this is up for grabs. So this ties into what we were just talking about, free speech,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
First Amendment rights. Here we go again. So now this Supreme Court draft opinion, which is basically my understanding, I've read most of it. Alito is the argument is that Roe versus Wade was just wrong
Mm-hmm.
law, wrong way of considering the rules, and the government should not be involved at all. Let the states basically make their own laws, and if they wanted to criminalize abortions, let them do it. This is,
Mm. Mm.
let me take a breath. So, I wanted to share a story of one of our ancestors, Ira. She was this was back in the early early 1950s, late 1940s, and she was in law school. So can you imagine? She was a Black woman in law school in the South. She's actually one of the reasons why I went to law school, because I would hear of stories about her. Our grandmother used to tell me about her, and she was our grandmother's cousin, and she was with a married man and got pregnant and decided to have an abortion. Now you can imagine, this is back in Georgia in the 40s, the 50s, and where they did backroom abortions, basically with a hanger. And our ancestor, she lost her life. She bled to death. Because number one, as a Black woman back in, this is pre-civil rights era, they did not have access to abortion clinics. That was not a thing. So you find out somebody who is basically doing what was called backroom abortions, and she lost her life. And I'm reminded of that story. Do you remember our grandmother did you ever telling us about her?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, the legacy, her legacy. So this like hits home, because that was so many years ago, and we're now back to that. We are potentially going back to that era, because where women are going to have to have to take these very life-threatening, extensive measures because of what could be looked at as criminal and illegal in most states.
Mm-mm-mm.
I cannot believe that this is even up for discussion again.
It- I know we've talked about this before, and I always have like the famous Tupac quote, and he says, "If a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one." And
Exactly.
that was just so heavy and so solid and so matter of fact. And I just see, the faces of all of these men who are in line to help, with to help with this. I mean, you got Tennessee, you got Pence, you got I mean, it's to know how many people men, I say it again, men are so anti Abortion. Now, I'm pro-choice. I have no problem letting you know. I'm pro-choice. Hands down. I don't feel as though it should be a man say so, especially if I feel like if men got pregnant, it'd be a different ball game. If men got pregnant, this would be a whole different ball game. Plan B would be available. They would be able to watch a basketball game. It would be a whole nother ball game. But because, a woman carries to full term is 9 months, if not a little sooner. That's a big deal as far as I'm concerned. And then you have a lot of women who they end up having children that they really didn't want. Some of them are rape victims. I mean, it goes on and on and on, and then you have some women that are even just trying to have children. So, but the key word is women. So I just feel like it's a lot of hypocrisy going on. It's a lot of stones being thrown, coming from broken houses. And it just makes me think of the history I learned about Surgeon General and cigarettes back in the 60s into the 70s. And they made it very clear that, there are some health hazards and you just need to let people know. And as long as you let people know, just stick that little sticker right there and you can continue to sell cigarettes because government makes so much money off of it. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a legal drug. And they just want to warn you that you can die from it though, but we're going to keep selling it. So I feel like, so you mean to tell me cigarettes is legal? It's a legal drug, right? And you guys made that work. You made it work. Shit. But this right here is bigger than that. That's the part I don't get. So I just feel like it's a lot of hypocrisy, and it's not right. This is not right. And it's almost like they want to teach women a lesson.
Yeah, it's a war on women.
Yeah, I'm feeling very like, let me teach you a lesson. And I feel like if you're going to do that, then you should make credit scores a legal thing as well. You know what I mean? Make my credit, if you drop below, whatever number, you know what I'm saying? You're going to do some time, or you get, like if that's the route we're going.
Yeah. I cannot even believe that. I mean, I cannot even believe that. I thought it was a joke, to be honest. Like, I thought this was a rumor when I first heard, like, well, they're overturning Roe versus Wade. This is not, that can't be. This is not true. Why would that even be? Why? And then you think of all of the medical advances that have happened over the last 50 years, in terms of women's health. So it's actually a better time medically, in terms of having an abortion. I'm just saying, in terms of like the woman's safety, there are so many advances that have been made in the medical field. So why are we going back? Why are we criminalizing? And that's what it is. It's making these doctors criminals. I just cannot, and taking the decision, because what, and the idea is that, states should be allowed to make their own laws. I mean, that's why this whole thing it's in the U.S. Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is saying their hands off. Let the states make their own rules. However, what we've seen is, you have many states that are just poised to, well, they're gonna restrict most of the states are not talking about maintaining abortion rights or making it better for women. Most of them are getting ready to say, okay, well, we're gonna put penalties in place. We're gonna restrict. We're going to make it. We're gonna put criminal statutes in place and make it a crime to do X, Y, Z. And that's what is happening. That's scary to me. That's scary to me. They're all, most states are preparing for basically a world without Roe v. Wade. And what does that look like? It does not look good for women. It does not look good.
Yeah, it's you can encourage your young football jock player son to be a player with the ladies, and oh boy, he's just a ladies man. Girls love him, right? But your daughter, you have to be like, listen, you might as well remain a virgin until you're ready to get married.
This is.
I mean, not to say it's the worst thing, but I'm just saying that's going to be the conversation now. Because he doesn't carry. They always say the child is in her household, not his. So now it's for girls to really. I mean, are they going to be more careful? You got to think about it. Sex is something that naturally happens. Like it's natural. That's how we populate. That's how we're here. But now with these restrictions, are people going to be more careful? I don't know what other term to use.
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, this just makes me sick. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No freedom of speech for you.
Moving on. Are we talking? Okay, so Kevin Samuels. Um, hmm.
Can I have a? I know.
Mhm.
I'm like, can you talk? Can we get to that next week?
Oh, well, okay.
Just because I know that we have a lot to say.
Okay. All right. We can save it. Where we at?
I kind of want to get to the weekend, D.
You got it going on. I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit. Handle it like a real bitch. Have the hunter. Janet Jackson. Take it in the bud.
I'm like, I just need to lift this on up because then I just like to keep going down. I don't want to walk down the stairs anymore. I want to come on up.
All right. All right. So, what is the weekend D?
Okay, so this one is very simple. This is actually a gentleman who wrote in. He listens to our show. Y'all.
The funny thing is, I know him, so I'm trying to figure out who is he talking. Okay, so
he said y'all keep doing your thing, but okay. So he has a very simple question. Straight up, my homeboy's mom is trying to hit. She's older, mature, like that's it. So what his homeboy's mom is trying to hit.
Oh, Miss Jackson.
Hi, Hey, Miss Parker. Hi, boys. She said, "Hi, boys."
You know,
what say you?
Okay, so it's funny. I think that so everybody's grown, and what I find with guys and their relationships, like they don't take that as hard, and I don't know, maybe, but what I've seen, like, at the end of the day, I don't think that would be like a deal breaker, like, yeah, like, man, nigga, you ain't my friend no more because you did my mom's. Like, it happens all the time. Like, you see it, you see these ball players, and like, the mom be out there, she be looking cute and fine, like she be because whose mom did that?
Stifler.
No. What are you talking about? No,
but
I'm talking
in American
about
Pie. In American Pie.
Oh, no, but I'm talking about in real life. Like, it's happened. Like, I think LeBron James' mother. Yeah, Gloria, she was getting it in with somebody. One of the.
Okay, yep, I remember.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think for the son, is it really that big of a deal? Like, your mom has needs, and it's your homeboy. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. They're consenting adults. Is it going to be a deal breaker? Are they going to never be friends again? That's not my homeboy because you slept with my mom. Like, I just don't see that happening.
Right. Okay. I don't know. I think that is possible. I think possibly a dude would be like, nah, like, we're not friends no more. I think it's very. What just popped up was NBA moms.
Oh.
They be listening. Now, okay, let me think about it. If, let's say, the tables turned and one of my friends had been with my dad, I don't like that.
But that's what I'm saying. For a female, it's different. So for two homeboys, and your mother's getting a back blown out by your homeboy, I don't think that's a deal breaker in the relationship.
Now, okay, there was an episode of The Chi where Emmett was visiting his mother, and this kid he went to high school with was like leaving the house and was like, "Yo, business is going real good. Yo, these ladies be liking it." He had his like massage table. He was leaving out.
I remember.
He's like, "What the fuck are you leaving out of?" Yep. And he left his mom's house. He was like, "Are you kidding me?" Now, mind you, this wasn't Emmett's friend, but Emmett was like, "Are you serious?" So this is potentially very, very messy.
You think it's? I don't know. Like,
that's all.
Off. I don't know.
I think it's a messy thing. I mean, listen, Grandmas aren't what they
No
used to
one
be.
has to know. No one's
Grandmas are not what they used to be. I'm seeing, like, I'm so encouraged. I'm so inspired when I see Nia Long, Charlie Murphy, I'm about to call her, Nicole Murphy.
Nicole Murphy.
When I see, I mean, there's J-Lo, like there's so many women that are really giving the 20 girl like a run for their money. Like women, Angela Bassett, like I can go on and on. Like women now are just like, they look better. They're getting better as they get older. I don't care what nobody says. So I'm inspired. I'm like, yes. So I can imagine he's probably like, whoa, he's thinking about it clearly. Clearly he's thinking about it. So I'm a part of me is like,
yes, I'm giving the green light. Like, okay, I mean, because I mean, in reality, like, what he's supposed to talk to his homeboy and be like, "Oh, your mom is
can I have permission?
of you." I just like we grown.
Let's do it. You said go ahead and do it.
Be discreet, and we grow. You know, because she's the adult here.
Right, but now you make it sound like she's taking advantage of a young man. Like,
no, I mean he's old enough. He old enough. I'm just saying.
Maybe young, but you're ready.
I mean, because what she's supposed to go to her son and be like, "I like your homeboy, hook me up." Like, no, they're grown.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. But
around, he become his homeboy stepdaddy. So stop playing.
You know what? I didn't like it when even my friends played about my brother. Like, can I?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's different. Like, you know, you as a female, it's different. That's between males. It ain't like, you know, I don't think it's the same. That, you know, in terms of, I mean, what you're saying, like, yeah, you gonna feel some type of way. I don't think he would necessarily feel some type of way. Like, you know, he might feel some type of way in the beginning, but in the end, you know, they beef it up, you know, toss it up and be like, the next day. You know what I'm saying?
But you're saying, but don't tell. You're saying, like, go ahead, do what you're gonna do.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do it discreetly. You know, like, she's an older woman. She know what she's doing.
I say, if he's in a position, obviously, you know, I'm assuming he got it going on in some way, shape, or form. Then listen, it's a big ocean out there. There's so many other women you can hit. If you're trying to hit, there's so many other women you can hit.
Yes,
keep moving.
This is true. I'm just
keep moving. I disagree.
I'm just advocating for the cougar. That's all.
Yeah, and same thing for her. Like, of all the young yams, imagine now her numbers have gone up. She got young yams, she got cat daddy, she got zaddies. You know, her numbers are really, you know, she can be very selfish right now. So even for her, like, you know, she don't got to swim in this pond. Like, she got a whole ocean, maybe more like a river. She had a river of choices. You know, so it's him. He's the one that has the ocean of choices. She got more of like a river. You know what I mean? So yeah, she don't got to be in that pond. Like, it's okay, girl.
Okay. All right. Well,
just continue to wink at her and tell her she look beautiful, and then, you know, go to another ocean.
Like I said, I'm advocating for the cougar, so I'm just like, okay.
I hear you. Is it you?
Yes.
Sure, you sound super sincere over here. What kind of t-shirts are you making? Advocating for the cougar? Okay.
Yeah, but no.
You sound super sincere. Okay, well.
It ain't me, but okay.
Make lunch for two over there. Okay, well.
Yeah. Or he can just buy out gracefully and, you know, just stay her friend.
Well, so you got two options here. You got the advocate. You got the advocate, and you got the defamation for the cougars over here. Don't you defame yourself. I say keep it moving, and then you got Shaun over here saying keep it moving. Like, so it's whichever way you want to keep it moving. Set it off, I suggest, y'all. Set it off, I suggest, y'all. Set it off.
That's where I'm at. Okay. I think we gave some good advice. Okay. I have been waiting to get to this jam because this is my jam. We had to do it.
Bring it.
Okay.
What you got?
So this week is my jam, and I'm gonna bring y'all back to 2002. That's 20 years ago, y'all. To "Made You Look" by Nas.
Oh, they shooting.
Made You Look. This was Nas's. So let's just, you know, I like to paint a picture. So remember that infamous beef that he had with Jay-Z, right?
Oh yeah.
And clearly, you know, my book, Nas won that. So this was like coming off of that whole Jay-Z beef, right? So he comes out with Godson, and the single just like hit. So this was when I was like going to the clubs, like this jam right here, it hit. Like in your forehead, like boom, like make you look like, okay, now let's get it all in perspective for all y'all enjoyment of song y'all can step with. Y'all appointed me to bring rap justice, but a 5-0, y'all know it's Nas, yo. What?
Okay.
A whole lot of hydro. You know, that was, I mean, this, when it comes on, you just, okay, so first of all, I have to calm myself down, because
that girl who fly and talk so nicely. Go ahead, that's you.
Yeah, that one. Look at the white. Don't say the charts topless. Say the titties is out. Yep. So
good times.
I love it. Last week I snuck out the house to go see Nas. He was down in Miami. And what I loved is, you know, so, you know, I work my way, you know, I work my way up there. But he brought out all the older guys, like all, you know, it wasn't a, you know, a bunch of young people, which, you know, he appeals to a certain audience, you know, that I can relate to. So he just brought out everybody. And to me, like, that was, there's old school hip hop, there's an old school aesthetic to music, which, you know, I mean, of course, you and I, that's from our era, so we're gonna always say that was the best era.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about the lyricists, you know, like you got rappers, you know, you got rappers over here getting RICO charges, then you got lyricists, you know, that leave a legacy that's in their music. And Nas is one of those. He's, you know, his lyrics are always very intricate. And I say that because you can listen to something like today that Nas did 20 years ago, for example, Made You Look, and you find jewels, you know what I'm saying? Like you find just like, man, I didn't even know that's what he was saying, but that's what he was saying.
That was sewn up very nicely. Like
looking for wifey, like the whole, you know, the whole thing. So he's very complex in his lyricism, and you know that whole like association, like rhyming and associating with something else, like the way he conveys a message, you know, I can always say some really, you know, I always hold Nas in such high regard because there's levels to this, and he lets you see that. So Made You Look was actually, if you remember, it was also used in the song In My Bed by the late Amy Winehouse. So she had an affinity for Nas. And I know we didn't get to talk about Ozark.
I'm about to say, so does Ruth, girl. So does Ruth.
We will next week. We saved for next week. But, I mean, basically, the last couple of episodes was basically a Nas soundtrack. I mean, he was watching it. So.
Okay, well, we got to open up. We're going to open up with Ozark next week.
Made You Look. And the remix, if you remember, you know, who was on there with Jadakiss? I know Luke was on there too, but Jadakiss like tore it up. So this Nas 2002 Godson, rooftop like we bringing 88 back. What? Do the Smurfs, do the WAP baseball back? You know, all the little dances like. So
you tapping your toes.
I sure am over here. I'm over here doing a Smurf.
I love it.
Doing the WAP. doing the baseball bat. Doing the running man.
That's yeah, I know exactly. Oh, Made You Look. That's a good one.
Put your hand up that you shoot with, count your loot with, push a pool stick in your new crib. Yup. I love it. I swear, I just
good one.
Ooh.
Good one.
Oh, stay laced in the best. that just.
At least. I will say this for you specifically, as the cougar conductor over here. As you age, right? At least the music that you consider hip hop has a finesse and a class about itself. That was just me giving you a little Grammy. That was all.
Okay, I was trying to figure out where he's going with that, but
no, yeah. I'm just telling you, like, I'm looking at, you know, the music that you choose is indicative of like the class, like you're aging as well, but your music is timeless, so it's fine as wine.
And you know, for me, I identify a lot with this music. You know, I mean, you some stuff you can't identify with, but like I'm like, okay, this was me. You know, the girl who fly and talks so nicely, put in the coop so she could feel the nice breeze. Yes, that's me. me. That's me. We can drive through the city, no doubt. But don't say the car's topless. Say the titties is out.
Okay, Nana. Okay, Nana. Pipe down, Nana. Hold on now.
I'm just saying. I have so much respect, and just seeing him out last week, I was like, he's
back at
still,
it.
He still got his Homer Simpson. He always jokes about him having that Homer Simpson body. Like, definitely, like he ain't up in the gym or anything. I mean, I'm not gonna say that he's not, but he is who he is.
Yeah.
But when he commits to a rhyme, it's whether he's boasting or talking about partying or women or so many different themes, or talking about uplifting the people. Like, there's so much that comes with him, that comes with this man.
Yeah, he's a good storyteller. Good storyteller.
Absolutely. And that's why I said it's a difference between a rapper and a lyricist. Like, he's definitely, the material that he has is definitely shows him as a lyricist, a street poet, like he said. And
Yeah. He got it from his daddy too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Ola.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, we're at the Support Black Business segment of our show.
Mm-hmm.
It took us a while to get here, but thank you all for still being with us. We believe in growing our economy and strengthening our community by supporting products and services made for us by us. So if you would like to advertise your business on TwistPod, the podcast, and the TV show, we are now offering select business owners a chance to advertise with us. Mm-hmm. So go to our website at twistpod.com to contact us for more info. Hit us up on our social medias and find out more. And at this particular part of the show, we will be talking about you, and boosting you, lifting you up, and getting people to hear about what you got going on. And we just kind of keep passing that torch along. So hit us up. We're excited about supporting your venture.
Love it. All right, y'all. Well, we've come to the end. Here so fast. But look, you can subscribe to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast. You can get all of the little notifications on your phone. You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify. We're also on Pandora. And watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show. Want to see our faces? We're on the Island TV app. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at TwistPod. So, Shatara, what else do we need to let them know?
Yes, we also want to let you know that if you have questions for the Weekend D Report, which I'm sure you do, if you want to advertise with us, and if you want to keep up to date on all my upcoming comedy shows, because y'all know I bring the funny #terrible, as well as our podcast and TV events, we always got something going on, then get social with us. Slide into our DMs on Instagram, on Twitter. Send us a message on our website at twistpod.com. I think I covered all bases, so now you have no excuse. You can't be like, I didn't know how to get in touch with y'all. Boom, 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 bang, bang. Gave it all to you. So as always, thank you all for listening. We appreciate you. Until next time, stay healthy, stay well. Peace.
Peace, y'all.